A wealth of help for career search, for business development, and for finances. And we're going to talk about that today on the Money and You Show. Your relationship with money matters. I'm Michelle Perkins, and this is the Money and You podcast, where I will be breaking down your relationship with money, offering tough love money tips, and a money dating plan that will focus on lifting the barriers to success to help pave the way for better money practices and increased wealth. It's time to take control to live a limit-free life. It starts today. Hello and welcome to the Money and You Show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host, and I have such a fun show today. I cannot wait to bring on my friend, Tina Lerno, and I'm going to tell you a little about her before we get started here. Tina Lerno is a librarian for the City of Los Angeles and part of the library's digital content team. Before becoming a librarian, Tina earned a degree in art from UCLA and worked in the world of television animation, doing color design on shows such as Harold and the Purple Crayon, Jackie Chan Adventures, and The Boondocks. Her past experience working in TV animation and graphic design provides her with a unique perspective on library services and user needs. She is currently part of the Los Angeles Public Library's digital content team, where she is responsible for user-facing web content and design. She's a native of Los Angeles, California, where she currently resides with her 2 children and 3 cats. Her vast vinyl record collection makes an excellent backdrop for reading, and she reads about 500 books a year. Welcome, Tina.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. I'm so happy you're here. We've known each other a long time, and I was so excited about this conversation because lately I've had all people I don't know, and so it's so much fun to have you on here. And you're just a wealth of really cool information and ideas, and such a creative person.
Thank you.
So yeah, welcome. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. I want to start just with a little about your background, because you did make this amazing career shift, and a lot of our listeners like to hear about career transition because they might be thinking about that. So you want to just give us a little background on how you went from being an award-winning animator to this new profession that you have?
Well, sure. I, as you said in my bio, I graduated from UCLA with a degree in art. And then went, oh, what? Now what do I do? How do I make this work for me? And for a long time, I was pursuing voiceovers and acting and other careers. And I kind of fell into animation. It wasn't something I had thought that I had the skill set for, because it was all the type of work that I ended up doing was all on the computer. And I realized I had those skills. I just didn't know I did. And so I started doing television animation. I was doing color design, so picking the colors for the characters. I worked on Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, a lot of those 90s shows that you may be familiar with. And stayed in that for a long time. I was really happy. I thought, oh, great, I'm using my degree, I'm using my art. And as I got older, I realized this type of career is something that it's a freelance, and you're going from job to job. In the past, you would get hired by a studio, and even if your show switched or something happened, you would stay with that company, whether it was Warner Brothers, Sony, Disney, Nickelodeon. And then it kind of went to you work on a show, you get laid off, and then you got to find something else. And I had little kids at the time, and that was fine. I was married, and then I wasn't married, and it was very, very hard to support them and myself on this very freelance, tentative sort of business, and I just didn't have the stomach for it. And it was actually talking to a friend whose children went to the same preschool as I did, and one of the dads was a librarian, and I said, what do you have to do for that? What does that entail? And we had this conversation about the skills required. And it was all things that I had. I worked in retail for years before animation, and so there was my customer service. I'm a quick learner. I pick up new computer systems, and I've been doing that, and so that part was easy. And I just looked into what it took to become a librarian. I went online, did some research, which is a library skill, and uh, signed up for San Jose State, which has a master. So I have a Master of Library and Information Science, and many of those degrees are now online. I had hoped to go to UCLA because I did my undergraduate there, but that program was and still is in person. And the idea of schlepping to UCLA every day with two small children was not something I wanted to do from the East Side. So the San Jose program sounded great. It's in a worldwide known, world renowned program. And I was a little hesitant about doing a complete online degree. That sounded really strange to me, coming from a place where I went into a building, and it had been a long time since I was in school. And now 10 years on from graduation, I realized I don't know where the fear was, other than it just didn't. You do have to be focused. You do have to set goals and limits for yourself. Because you're doing it online, there's not as much accountability as if you have to be in your classroom at 4 o'clock. But I got the hang of it. I did it. I graduated with honors, and then it was all about the job search, and that was something actually Michelle really helped me with. And I had a couple of different spreadsheets to keep track of my resumes, keep track of where my cover letters, where I applied. I was also still working. I was getting unemployment, so I was having to use that same spreadsheet to track with them. And so that was kind of nice that I had this. I would recommend that. I know it's a little, it felt a little extreme at the time, but now I realize it was a great tool to have that list available for myself to see, like, oh gosh, I already did this, or I filled out this application. Yeah. And I think sometimes looking for a job can feel like a job in itself. But then I lucked out, and through luck and hard work, with a lot of hard work, I ended up with the Los Angeles Public Library. And I started as a young adult librarian, meaning I work with teenagers. I worked at a branch, at the Studio City branch, and I did all kinds of programming with them. And as we'll talk about in a minute, the library of today is not the library that you knew as a kid. There are so many resources available. It's crazy. And what I loved about working with teenagers was I was able to, my kids are now teenage and older, but kind of look at what's going to happen for school. I booked all kinds of professionals to talk to them about college applications and how to do a resume, how to apply for a job, all those things. And I was taking notes for myself. But it's really amazing what we have there. And so I was doing that, working with teenagers. That was great. And then this opportunity came up to work. We had a new department, our digital content team, which is very similar to a PR department, but my focus is on the website. So the part of the website that a patron would see. I'm not coding. I'm not creating the website. I'm adding content. So if there's a new job resource, I may create a mini page. Actually, the page we are going to look at, I didn't create, but I can show you other pages that I have. And so the list of skills for this job was just everything I had. I have Photoshop skills. I have computer skills. working well on a team, all the soft skills and the hard skills. And I applied and got the position. And it's just this perfect job for me. So I'm very, very happy there. And I know I will mentor new librarians who feel that they don't know where to go and what to look at. And I tell them, you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know from where you start. I started as a young adult, and now I'm in this sort of more behind the scenes position. You have to just get in there. You got to get your foot in the door. And a large system like LAPL or County of Los Angeles has these opportunities that you can't reach from the outside. It's an internal type of position.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Thank you. I just want to say a few things about that. I love that you shared that. I think your journey was really inspirational to me. And I was involved because I was getting my coaching certifications, and you were one of my trial guinea pig clients. So that was a long time ago, and it was great. And I just, to this day, I do remember how hard you worked at it and how resilient you were, because it was not easy. And, you did the hard work of getting the degree, and that was great. And then it was something to navigate, to figure out how to get into this system. There aren't millions of good librarian positions. So, it was, I remember you kind of, jumping in anywhere you could, really, and then kind of, leapfrogging around to get to where you got to. And it was, so thrilling for me, really, that you landed in the big downtown LA library. That was really kind of the pinnacle in my mind. And what you're doing, and I love what you said, you cannot know what jobs. We tried to know all the jobs that were possible, and where you ended up, you would never have really guessed at. And so I think for people to take that away, like you're suggesting, to jump in and start moving, through that career path and see what comes up. And the fact that you can use all of your skills, it's still creative. It's really very fulfilling, satisfying kind of thing. And it's giving you the security that you had wanted initially when you left animation. So, yeah, I just love that story. I'm so glad that you shared it and that you're doing this very cool job. You have a podcast, too, for the library, don't you?
I started 3 podcasts for the library, and they've all been sunset. And I am eager to start up a new one. We're trying to do one that's like a story time book discussion for children in middle grades.
Nice.
It feels to me we don't have as much of that on our website. That's podcast. That's in a podcast form, and we do a lot of since COVID, we've been utilizing Zoom, and we have a lot of programs that we do online that we never really thought of to do before.
Yeah.
So that's been great. But there really isn't this kind of fun, media savvy type of thing for kids. So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And
great.
I like to say, when people ask what I do, I say my branch, because they'll say, which branch do you work at? I say, my branch is the website. So you may have, serve a city, an area with 10,000 people in your area, or 20,000. I serve millions. And during COVID, we were the only branch open. It was just what we had online.
Wow.
To give people. So,
well, I want to jump into this because so often we'll talk and I'll be telling you something I'm doing, paying for books, paying for whatever. And you're like, why are you paying for that? That's all free through the library. And I've heard this so many times about so many things. So I'm like, you need to come on and these things, career coaching, business coaching, these can be expensive propositions. And there are so many resources available so that you can learn or, whatever you're going to tell us at a much either for free or at a much lower, price point. And also, I talk so much about money, and money is such a mystery to people, and you have resources for that too that are just, yeah. So, where to start? Do you want to talk about just some of the things that the library is offering that we're probably paying for right now?
Sure. The main thing that always gets me is when somebody says, "Oh, I have an Audible account and I'm getting this book and I'm paying this much," and I just cringe because we have. If you want an audiobook, if you want to download music, if that's still what you like to do, and you're not into streaming, you can get music for free. We have a license for Canopy, which are our films. So up to the minute, current films that you can watch for free with your library card. So all these services, all you need is a library card, and 100% free. There is no hidden charge. I heard just recently somebody said, "You have too much free stuff. It's too confusing." And we really do. I mean, we just give it away at what seems unbelievable. So we've got Canopy, we've got Freegal, we've got Libby, which is books, also movies, music, mostly books, audiobooks, free to download, and you can keep those books for 21 days, so plenty of time to listen. Some books have waiting lists, but others, you're in a book club. I listen to the audiobook, and I don't have to pay for it. The other really great resource is, used to be lynda.com, now it's LinkedIn Learning. We have for free. So if you want to learn Photoshop, if you want to learn, I don't know, there's so many things that LinkedIn Learning has. Cake decorating. I mean, it's crazy. You can sign up for free. There is no hidden cost. There's no tricks to it. You just need a library card.
That part, I just want to stop you there, because when I heard that, I was shocked, because so many people, you're talking about all the skills that you have that made you a perfect fit for this job. Skill building is kind of everything. And so, in the old days, you'd have to go back and get a second degree. But now you can learn anything you want, really, in these unique ways. And LinkedIn Learning is a great resource, but it can be expensive. So having a library card and getting that for free, that was a shocker to me. I loved that one.
Yeah, LinkedIn Learning is huge. And the other, another one that we have is Mango Languages. And we've got a few different language learning programs, but that's one of the bigger ones where people pay. I don't even know how much it costs because we have it for free. That's somebody else's job at the library to pay for all that. But Mango Languages, you want to learn a second language, you can do it for free at the library. It's such an awesome service.
Oh, that one I didn't know. I'm excited about that. Been trying to reteach myself French. Career Online High School, where for whatever circumstance you find yourself that you didn't get your degree at the time, you dropped out, now you're ready to go back to school, you can do high school online and get your GED and graduate through the library. Wow. Okay.
And we have graduated a number of students through the years. And it's just such a gratifying service that we provide. We have a lot of classes for adult literacy, for adults who never learned to read, and just having that skill and how empowering that is for somebody who couldn't fill out a job application, or they had their kids help them or somebody help them, and then they lose that person for one reason or another, and they're just stuck. So I guess the problem that we always find is, how do we let people know? Are we doing a good job of letting people know all these services we have? And that's the one area I guess because we have so many, it's hard to know how we're we're doing with that. But that is a great program. We also have something called Tech to Go, where this was very popular during the second half of COVID, where you can reserve a laptop, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and you can keep that for 6 months.
Wow.
So if you need to fill out job applications, you're on a job search and you need a computer, you need more time than it takes to be in the library, you can borrow this laptop. And
Wow.
that's something that you just, you know, it's just wild that we offer all this stuff. We also have something called Explore LA, which this is another, like, it's kind of crazy. If you go to and I'm going to put the page in the chat, and I don't know if you want to bring that one up too.
Yeah, we will.
This page, so we have partnered with a number of museums and institutions around Los Angeles, and you can go through with your library card. You can go to the Broad for free. You can go to the Hammer. You can go to the zoo. You can go to the Museum of Jurassic Technology, which if you've never been, it's super kooky and amazing. The New Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. These are all free with your library card. And I believe it's like once a month, or there's different, each institution has different hoops you got to jump through, but it's all free.
That is amazing. Like, that is just so cool. I mean, for people who aren't doing these things, because, you know, they have a family of how many, and you know, when you add it up, it kind of, you know, adds up. So, you know, I'm going to let you keep going with these, but I want to, in the old days, you'd walk in, you'd stand there, and you'd get somebody to give you a library card. How do people do it now? I know this is so silly to be talking about, I don't know how to get a library card, but I think we've all kind of like disengaged from our library system because the world's changed so much, and everything is, you know, you can purchase it all right here, and it's easy and quick and what have you, but this is so great. So can you just walk us through the simple steps?
So the two largest library systems in Los Angeles are our library, Los Angeles Public Library. We have 73 locations. Then there's the County of Los Angeles, which covers an even wider area, and they have 88 locations. So between those two, you're near a library. You don't even know it, and you're near a library. There is also Glendale Public Library, Burbank Public Library, all these different smaller systems that you can get a library card for. And I think what's confusing is they're all in Los Angeles, seemingly very close to each other. So I've had conversations with people who say, oh, I have a library card and it's expired and it was from Burbank. So you really want to get LAPL or LA County, because we have the money to offer all these much larger programs. And Burbank is great, and I'm not discounting them, but you want to get an LAPL card or a county card. And to find your branch, you just need to go to our site, which is lapl.org. I'm going to put it in the chat. It is just a basic, you can do a search and see where your location is closest to you. You can go to our website. You can apply for a library card online, but you do need to go into a branch to get the
physical card.
The card.
Okay.
And even without the card, you can get an e-card. So that means you can use you have limited functionality, but you can still use our online services.
Okay.
But with the physical card, there's so much more you can do.
Okay. And so best to go into a branch and still get a card.
Best to go in, and you really, if you don't like libraries, I don't know, you never want to leave your house, just do it the one time you get the card, you have the card. And this is, so I've heard people say, oh, but my card's expired. Oh, but I had fines. And I stopped using it. So none of those things, we have pretty much removed all the gatekeeping situations. We no longer have fines. So if you had a book that was late and you racked up fines and you never paid them, those have been wiped away.
Wow.
If you've had a card for more than 2 years and not used it, the card is now expired. So you can either go in and have them look it up, reinstate it, or you could even do that over the phone. Call a branch and they'll help you. Or you can go in and get one of our just get a new card.
Okay.
And that feels like a new, fresh way to start. And the card, I think county is also 2 years, and then it should automatically renew. But that's it. You have your card, you found your local branch. And the great thing about having a local branch is that's where these events, if you are the kind of person who you want to talk to a financial advisor, you want to help with your taxes. We help people with their taxes.
Yeah. Can you get into some of these financial things that you offer, and is it a mix of like kind of virtual things and live kind of workshops or individuals?
It is a mix of virtual and live. Okay. So on that financial page I put in the chat, I think you may have pulled it up, is our job, money, and small business portal. And through that, we have career prep, job hunt, popular money topics, entrepreneurs and small businesses, and even top money sites that you can research through the website. And then there's a calendar listing, and you can see right now we have a program coming up at our Vermont Square branch called Talk to a Banker. Mm. So if you want to find out about the best way to move your money around, and you're the type of person that wants to go in person, you can do that. Get your financial questions answered in this information program. Sorry, savings, credit scores, loans, and more will be discussed.
Wow, that's great.
So that's something you can do by going into a branch. We also have a lot of programs for teens. Teens seem to be clueless in a lot of ways. But money is a huge, having my son got a job and he didn't know that you could do banking online. He was like, I don't have time to go to the bank. And I said, you can do it on your, you have the app, you can do it on your phone. So we have a lot of classes for teens. And one of those is our Money 101 series that we have weekly. So if a teen doesn't know where, say, do I need a checking account, savings account? What does that even mean? Can I just ask mom for money? I just want to do that. So those are great classes. We have tax help for seniors. We have, there's just opening a small business that we got that so much, people asking those questions, that we have a whole series of workshops about starting your own business. And you can get free business help from this group is the Icon CDC professionals.
Wow.
Who will help you with your questions about opening a small business or helping you with your existing small business. And it's all free. And most of these classes are also taught in Spanish. And I didn't even mention that we have a whole sort of Spanish side to our website. So even if English is not your first language, there is so much you can use on our site that you don't even need to speak English. So we can go into, I put the LinkedIn Learning. So the LinkedIn Learning, you got to have that library card to get started, but you can put in your card and PIN and then just start taking classes.
Wow.
Like you don't have to register and put a credit card in. There's none of that. It's just the card. So
the card has some kind of a number on it it's got your library card number. So you go into LinkedIn Learning, and you just are able to enter that basically and get access.
then that's it.
Okay. Wow.
So to recap, find your branch, go to lapl.org, find out where your closest branch is, and you fill out the other thing that people always say is, well, I live in Beverly Hills, or I live in Pasadena. You just need to live in the general area of Los Angeles. You don't even need to live in the general area of Los Angeles. You've signed people up in San Francisco, San Diego, to get that card. And that is sort of an exception because we will do outreach where we have the cards with us. So you really just need to be at that outreach event. We were at LA Comic Con, we were at LA Pride, so many different events. And then if you're visiting from out of town, but you're in the state of California, you can get a library card.
Wow. This is amazing. Can you talk a little more about the tax help?
So coming closer to tax time, but really all year round, but as it gets closer to sort of official April, I know a lot of people are on, where they're paying quarterly. And so we have classes all year round, but it really beefs up towards that and right before April. And we have a number of branches that offer daily classes, sometimes even twice a day.
Wow.
Where in the morning we have classes in Spanish. And these are tax professionals who come in and will sit with you with your paperwork and help you fill out your form.
That's great.
So,
yeah.
And that is 100% free. Again, you don't have to put a credit card down. You just look it up and see where those events are. And I can go to our calendar right now.
Yeah. Dakota, can you go put that up? There you go. Yeah. So, okay, we go to the library website and everything is up, and events and all the things that we would need to know.
You could even type in taxes and you can see if there's the word tax in a program, then it's going to pull up where those programs are. And
okay.
We may not have any that specifically say.
Can you do a screen share, Tina? Or if you're not finding it, don't worry about it.
Well, I can look up, here's popular money topics.
Oh, is that one of the options? Popular
That's
money
one of the options on that page.
Okay, then we'll leave it at that then. But, and so what are can you just kind of read through some of the topics?
So the topics are, popular money topics, we've got bank rate calculators, financial calculators.
Nice.
mymoney.gov tools. We've got charitable giving, if that's part of, what you're trying to do. Check my advisor, broker, and agents. And we have a whole list of those type of services to find the right one. Consumer financial protection and help. So Department of Business Oversight, California Department of Consumer Affairs. So we've taken all these different resources that somebody says, where's the number for that? I know there's a website.
Right.
What's that website? You can find it here. And we've got debt, credit reports, credit scores. And you can, Equifax, Experian, they're all on here. Education, financial savings accounts, student loans, information about 529 accounts, federal student aid, saving for college. Then we've got financial assistance, identity theft, insurance, investing and savings, real estate buying, investing, owning, and selling, retirement, all about planning for retirement, Medicare.gov, CalSaves, taxes. We've got AARP Foundation Tax Aid Locator.
Wow.
Information about earned income tax, the California Franchise Tax Board, they're all related on the page.
Wow.
And
that's amazing.
There's not a lot of classes right now because it's not tax time, but during tax season, there's not just one, I mean, we have 73 locations. So I'd say a good portion, at least 25 of those locations have these classes for helping you do your taxes.
And would you say, obviously the library is this huge research center. And so that's another thing that I think we've lost touch with, how to do that kind of research at the library. Like they used to, remember in school, they go and show you how to use the library. And I don't even know if they do that anymore. But I feel like when people do have questions and they want to, learn about it, educate themselves, do research, are the librarians in general able to help you and walk you through like how to find what you're looking for?
Yes. And that's what's great about having humans and not robots, not just to Google. We like to say, Google will give you 100 answers. We'll give you the right answer.
Oh, that's good.
So
yeah,
that's what a librarian does. So even though we have all these great sites, if you come in and you say, I don't want to go to a seminar. I want to know now, person
right.
standing in front of me, help me. There is always somebody at the reference desk who can help you or guide you to the services you need.
Yeah.
We have another thing I didn't even touch on was genealogy. We have a lot of people coming in doing genealogy research, and we have a ton of classes.
Wow.
In research your roots type of classes. So we'll have our genealogists. We have librarians who are also genealogists, and they will set up really great programs. So we have one coming up for Ukrainian genealogy. So if those are your roots. We've done ones on Scottish ancestors, Armenian ancestors, and it's an expert in that field, just sort of talking about how the best ways to search and what things to look for. But we also have our own free, you can do myheritage.com. There's so many, we have all these genealogy sites that you would pay for, and you are getting maybe slightly limited services in some of them. It's not the full package, but at least it's like a basic research package. So you can build a tree, you can start using their tools, and that's available for free.
Wow.
And I have used that myself, researching ancestry.
Boy, that is so cool. I mean,
but you could still go into a branch, talk to the librarian and say, I'm looking for this. I want to find my childhood home. And that's a common question we get. And those are things that coming into a librarian person can help you with.
Wow. Okay.
It is not the library of your childhood.
No, it's way cooler. And I agree with you. The people they're not grasping this, I don't think, because, and again, it's probably just that we have access to so much. I mean, there's so much through the library, people are getting overwhelmed, but that's a subset of everything else that's available out there. And it's kind of it is overwhelming to go looking and that's a lot of why people don't learn about things. They don't learn about money because they don't know where to start. There's just too much out there, and who do you listen to? And so I think this is so great to know that this is out there. Honestly, as I'm listening, I'm like, okay, you can get coaching. You can get all kinds of free resources, free tools, the types of things a coach would, share with you. And you can have your local librarian curate it for you. So it's a great deal. And, yeah, I love the idea of taking advantage of that. I'm going to take advantage of more of it. I promise. I've told you that before, but I'm going to, making a commitment. So, yeah, I really appreciate you, sharing this with us, and would really encourage people. I'll put all your links in the show notes, but I would really encourage people to look at your local library and use it for your entertainment, for your education, for your career development, your financial knowledge. It's great.
Language learning.
That was, that one's new. That's just so, it's really very, very cool. It's also a great way to save money. I think if we all added up all the money that we're spending now on whatever apps or whatever we're buying and, to replace those with free library services, we'd be surprised.
That we also have an app, and that's one of the easiest things is download our app.
Nice.
Looks like that. That's
kind of blurry, but
there we go. It's a little hard to see, but it's just our website. I've got my card loaded right on it.
Oh, nice.
So I don't even need to, maybe you put it on your keychain and you lost it. I have the card right here, so they just scan my phone and can tell me.
So cool.
What books I have checked out. And the other, again, I mentioned it only once, we are fine free, and so is county. So if you have a book and you say, oh, I can't go in because my kid lost the book or I lost this book, it's all been wiped away.
That's great information, too. I'm sure nobody would have thought that.
Those fines.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay, well, we're running out of time, but Tina, this was so great, and thank you for all of that.
Sure.
As far as, how to whether or how to contact you, maybe, rather than contact the library than you, but, what would you have to say if people have further questions, want to know more?
Well, if you want to reach out to me personally through Instagram or Twitter, that's a great way. I think you're going to put that in the chat, my social media handle. And you can also just look at lapl.org.
Okay.
For our website, which is going to give you the locations and start from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on and sharing your career journey and all these great library resources that will save people money, but also just vastly help them. Things like LinkedIn Learning, that can bump up your position in terms of, changing careers and everything else. So, okay. Well, Tina, thank you. It's been a treat.
Welcome.
And thanks for coming on. And listeners, thank you so much for being here. We love having you listen to the Money and You show. You can find us on all the podcast platforms, Roku, the Limit Free Life YouTube channel. And I don't know, maybe I'm forgetting some things, but we really appreciate it. If you like the show, please share it. We want the show to grow and bring on more excellent guests like Tina. And so share the show, like the show, follow the show, wherever you happen to listen to it. And we come to you every Monday from ubngo.com in Burbank, California. And we'll see you next week.